Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a topic that's causing ripples across Asia and beyond. The escalating tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan. It's a complex situation with a long history, but recent events have pushed these two neighbors to a critical point. What's happening? Why is it happening now? And what does it mean for major world powers like China, the United States, and India? Let's break it all down. For decades, the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, known as the Durand Line, has been a source of contention. It's a line drawn during the colonial era that many in Afghanistan have never officially recognized. This has led to frequent skirmishes and a deep-seated mistrust. However, recently things have taken a more serious turn. We've seen an increase in cross-border clashes, heated rhetoric from both governments, and significant policy changes that are impacting millions of people. One of the most significant recent developments was Pakistan's decision to enforce a deadline for all undocumented foreign nationals, primarily Afghans, to leave the country. This policy has led to a massive exodus with hundreds of thousands of people, many of whom have lived in Pakistan for their entire lives, being forced to return to an Afghanistan facing its own immense humanitarian and economic challenges. Pakistan states this move is a matter of national security, citing an uptick in militant attacks which they allege are being orchestrated from Afghan soil. On the other side, the Taliban-led administration in Kabul denies these accusations, arguing that they are working to secure their borders and that Pakistan is using them as a scapegoat for its internal security problems. This has created a severe humanitarian crisis at the border, with families separated and people left in limbo, unsure of what their future holds. The situation is incredibly tense, with both sides reinforcing their military presence along the border. Now, why is this more than just a regional dispute? Because of the massive economic interests at stake, particularly for China. China has invested billions of dollars in the region through its Belt and Road Initiative, with the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC, being the flagship project. CPEC is a network of roads, railways, and energy projects that aims to connect Gwadar Port in Pakistan to Xinjiang in western China. It is the centerpiece of Beijing's economic strategy in South Asia. However, much of this infrastructure runs through areas that are now threatened by the instability spilling over from the Pakistan-Afghanistan conflict. Any full-scale conflict would not just halt progress, but could jeopardize the entire multi-billion-dollar investment. The security of Chinese personnel and projects has long been a concern, and this escalating tension only amplifies those fears. A stable and cooperative Pakistan and Afghanistan are crucial for China's long-term economic ambitions. Because of this, Beijing can't afford to be a passive observer. We've already seen China step into a diplomatic role, urging both sides to exercise restraint and resolve their differences through dialogue. Chinese diplomats have been actively engaging with officials in both Islamabad and Kabul, emphasizing the need for stability. For China, this is a delicate balancing act. It maintains a strong strategic partnership with Pakistan, but it also needs a cooperative relationship with Afghanistan to secure its western border and expand its economic influence. Beijing has been one of the few global powers to maintain diplomatic engagement with the Taliban government, hoping to encourage stability. An all-out conflict would undermine years of Chinese diplomatic efforts and force it to take a more direct and potentially risky role in regional security. China has called for calm, but the question remains, how much influence can it truly exert if tensions continue to boil over? And of course, we can't discuss this region without talking about the United States. After 2 decades of military presence in Afghanistan, the US withdrawal in 2021 fundamentally reshaped the geopolitical landscape. While no longer on the ground, Washington still has significant security interests in the region, primarily focused on counter-terrorism and preventing extremist groups from using Afghanistan as a safe haven. The current instability between Pakistan and Afghanistan is a major concern for the US. A conflict could create a power vacuum, allowing militant groups to regroup and strengthen. The United States has historically had a complex and often strained relationship with Pakistan, and its engagement with the current Afghan government is minimal. However, American diplomats are undoubtedly watching the situation closely, likely working through back channels to encourage de-escalation. The last thing Washington wants is another major conflict in a region it has spent so much blood and treasure trying to stabilize. The stability of nuclear-armed Pakistan remains a cornerstone of US foreign policy in South Asia. Now, let's add another major player to this complex equation: India. India and Pakistan have been rivals since their inception, and their relationship deeply influences regional dynamics. For India, the situation presents both challenges and opportunities. On one hand, instability on its western flank is a security concern. On the other, it sees an opportunity to build a new relationship with Afghanistan, bypassing Pakistan. A fascinating development in this story is the talk of a potential minerals deal between Afghanistan and India. Afghanistan is sitting on an estimated $1 trillion worth of untapped mineral resources, including lithium, copper, and rare earth elements, minerals that are crucial for the global green energy transition and modern technology. For an energy-hungry and rapidly growing economy like India, access to these resources would be a massive strategic and economic win. A deal would allow India to secure vital supply chains and reduce its dependence on other countries. For Afghanistan, it would provide a much-needed source of revenue and a way to diversify its international partnerships beyond its immediate neighbors. This potential economic alignment between Kabul and New Delhi is something Islamabad is watching with great concern, as it could signal a significant shift in regional power dynamics. It represents a new chapter in the Great Game, where economic partnerships are as powerful as military alliances. So, what we are witnessing is a multi-layered geopolitical chess match. You have the historical grievances and current security crisis between Pakistan and Afghanistan at the core. Layered on top of that, you have China desperately trying to protect its massive economic investments and maintain regional stability. Then you have the United States watching from a distance, concerned about the potential resurgence of terrorism. And finally, you have India exploring new economic avenues with Afghanistan that could reshape the entire region's future. The actions of each of these nations are interconnected, and a move by one will inevitably cause a reaction from the others. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for the people of Pakistan and Afghanistan, but for the entire world. The stability of South and Central Asia hangs in the balance. Thank you so much for joining me today to unpack this complex issue. It's a developing story and one we will continue to follow closely. What do you think will happen next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.